That's part of the issue here is
Right.
that when you have 20 beautiful women whose job it is, in some cases, to get buck naked and simulate sex on the the big screen there, one of them or two of them is going to try to stand out amongst the others.
Free Talk Live.
Let's go to Jim. He's listening in Indianapolis to WIBC FM. Hello, Jim.
Hello.
Hey.
I don't really have a strong opinion yet about the FBI's, what they did, because I would like to get a little more information rather than just...
What would you like to know? We know a little bit about the case.
I read the story.
Well, I want to get different views of it from different journalists.
Journalists
I don't think
aren't
I can be
supposed
an
to
expert
express
on
a view.
everything by hearing one thing about it.
Agreed.
But I would like to say this: America tends to be in denial about these type of things. For instance, they were showing the Cosby show until the guy finally went to jail, even though multiple women accused him of being probably the biggest serial rapist in American history. But we still got Jim Baker, who did exactly what Bill Cosby did, was to give his secretary a date rape drug and then gang rape her with a friend of his, and he's still teaching us how to be moral on TV, how to live moral lives. What a joke.
Yeah, I always wonder. I feel like Bill Cosby's work on the Cosby Show was quite good. But am I supposed to change my opinion about it because the man who portrayed, Huxtable,
a character,
is not the man that we thought he was?
Well, how far do you have to go? Should we? I mean, if Adolf Hitler had a sitcom back in those days, would we now be watching it? I mean, how far does it have to go?
Good question.
The guy's a horrible rapist. He's a phony.
He is.
And we shouldn't be watching his show. They shouldn't be showing it to us.
Well, Adolf Hitler was an artist, and he painted some paintings, and those paintings are worth money.
People tend to.
And
no, they're not. They're not. People don't tend to like things like that. They don't bring big money. Actually,
well, they're not Picasso.
You got a few weirdos that are into like Nazi stuff, but other than that stuff doesn't bring big money because people don't. They tend to shy away from.
I said it brought money, and they certainly are going to bring. They're going to bring more than if you paint a scene on the street. They've got the acclaim. So I don't have much of an opinion on. I think it's strange to want to buy Adolf Hitler's paintings because they're inconsequential and not very they're not special in any way other than the fact that he was. Well,
don't you think it's a little odd that Bill Cosby fired Lisa Bonet because she got pregnant and at the same time he's raping women? The show is a show about a nice guy, whereas he's exactly the opposite of that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a tough situation for a lot of people with Bill Cosby, who had grown up. In my case, I remember watching him as a kid.
America's Dad, right?
1980s. He was the Picture Pages. That was what he did, the Picture Pages thing on Nickelodeon. Hugely popular thing for kids. And, not everybody's who they seem to be, I guess. I tend to agree with you on this, Mark. I don't think people should allow their opinion of the man to affect whether or not they enjoyed the programs that were put out. That
I'm not going to feel bad about it.
Everybody's got the right to watch it or not, but the people that are providing it, I don't think they should be doing that.
You're saying the TV stations should ban it.
Shouldn't be advertising on the channel.
So all the other actors that were in the show, they should just get thrown to the floor, the cutting room floor.
They didn't do anything wrong.
Well, I would imagine that Bill Cosby's estate is going to be sued. So, if you watch the show, the estate gets money, and then the people that are going to sue the state can get some money, I guess.
Jim, thanks for the call tonight. I do appreciate hearing from you. To the fun, Russ, listening to WLNI FM in Lynchburg, Virginia. Hey, Russ.
They're committing a crime to fight crime, and basically what they're doing is entrapment. I don't support the whole anyone ordering or owning or creating child pornography, but I don't think our government needs to distribute it.
Okay. Seems like a reasonable position.
Yeah, and I mean it's a very it's a very, very, very controversial subject. But along those lines, I mean we've had a few things pop up in the past 5 to 6 years with the whole Cosby issue.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, and it's funny that R. Kelly was in jail. Bill Cosby has gone to prison, and Harvey Weinstein is walking around free.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, he's probably done more damage to in Hollywood than anyone I can think of.
I haven't looked closely at the Harvey Weinstein stuff, but I mean, wasn't it basically a pay-to-play kind of situation with Weinstein?
It was a casting couch for a situation, but he basically raped Rose McGowan. Okay, and
basically
that's
raped
the one that for me, she hasn't come out to earn money off of this. She's trying.
What
to
are the allegations in that case? There were so many allegations thrown around. I don't remember who said what.
He raped her. I mean, he's done this. I mean, we just had Gwyneth Paltrow and Angelina Jolie come out and say he raped them. So, I mean, It's pretty much been prevalent for the past 40 years with this guy. But my thing is there was a director recently who, and this was a Facebook post. And
I just like to clarify something. I don't want to sound like I'm defending Harvey Weinstein. I don't know what the guy did. There's nothing's been proven at this point.
Guys,
he said versus
information on all the legit news services out there.
There are. I just don't pay attention.
It's a pile-on. I mean, there's no doubt that there's a pile-on. We read many of the allegations on the air. It usually involved him being in his hotel room. He would invite up one of these girls. He wanted a back rub or whatever it was he wanted.
There is two sides to this.
He had a bottle of wine.
There's also the fact that they're trying to further their career.
Right, and so that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's part of the issue here is that when you have 20 beautiful women whose job it is, in some cases, to get buck naked and simulate sex on the the big screen there, one of them or two of them is going to try to stand out amongst the others.
Well,
and then how are they going to do that? Well, the casting couch is an option.
Yeah, let me step in here and just like I said, there was a director. I'm actually friends with the guy on Facebook. Talk to him daily, Marcus Nispel. Okay, he has done some decent movies, Conan the Barbarian, Friday the 13th, the remakes. And he basically went off on a post one day, and basically, he didn't expose anything, but he was ranting about this, and I mean, with all due righteousness in it, because the guy was right. There is in Hollywood, in the entertainment industry, an underground, it's not some sort of evil, multi-tentacled or cabal.
Spit it out. What is it?
It's just the fact that there's just way too much abuse of power in Hollywood.
Mm. Well, I mean, power is going to be abused generally.
R. Kelly, those allegations for R. Kelly have been around since at least 15 years.
At least. I mean, I think it's closer to 25.
Okay, Michael Jackson. Let's go back to Michael Jackson, okay? Michael Jackson had allegations thrown at him when he was still alive and performing in the 80s.
Yep.
I mean, when you're raised by Joe Jackson and what he did with his daughters, there you go.
I don't know those allegations, sorry.
It's a vicious cycle.
Are you saying that his dad molested his daughters? I'm not familiar with that.
I'll give you a perfect example. Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey came out after sexually abusing or attempting to sexually abuse a young actor underage and said he's gay. The gay community backed away and said they don't want anything to do with this man.
Well, right, because being gay doesn't mean that you're a molester.
Now we have people who are identifying as pedosexual. This may be a created term, but it's been on the internet enough to where it's now in the public consciousness. I've never heard of it. They want to justify having sex with kids. Frankly, it disgusts me. It's not a sexual identity. It's a mental illness, and they need to be treated as such.
Okay.
Institutionalized or thrown in prison for the rest of their life. That's pretty much it.
I'm not sure that's a solution to it, but I will say this much. What was it? Someone mentioned Hitler. Some of those dictatorial, forms of government did have a way of dealing with these people. They basically shot them in the back of the head. It didn't matter if they were, and left them. I don't know if that should be the solution, but you know what? Probably not, because when they don't like you, they'll call you. They'll call you a pedophile. They'll shoot you in the back of the head, and off you go into a ditch.
Yeah, no evidence necessary.
Free Talk Live. Listen live 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern, or grab the podcast. It's all at freetalklive.com.